In a significant development highlighting the United States' commitment to bolstering Ukraine's defense against Russian aggression, President Joe Biden recently announced a new military aid package worth $375 million. This announcement came during a meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Hiroshima, Japan. This aid package marks the Biden administration's 38th instance of drawing down equipment from the Department of Defense (DoD) inventories for Ukraine since August 2021. Welcome back to N.D.P News, your best stop for current international affairs. If you're new, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our future content. Thank you for tuning in. The military aid package encompasses various essential capabilities aimed at enhancing Ukraine's defensive capabilities. It includes additional ammunition for high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS, and artillery rounds of 155mm and 105mm. The package also incorporates anti-armor capabilities such as tube-launched, optically tracked, wire-guided tow missiles, Javelin and AT-4 anti-armor systems, and laser-guided rocket system munitions. Furthermore, it compromises crucial resources such as demolition munitions, armored bridging systems, armored medical treatment vehicles, trucks and trailers for heavy equipment transportation, logistics support equipment, thermal imagery systems, spare parts, and other field equipment. During the meeting, President Biden assured President Zelensky that the United States, alongside the G7 nations, stands firmly behind Ukraine, emphasizing his country's dedication to Ukraine's long-term defense against Russian aggression. President Biden expressed readiness to support the building of Ukraine's capacity for deterrence and defense. The White House underscored the discussion on the U.S.'s commitment to a collaborative effort with allied and partner nations in training Ukrainian pilots on fourth-generation fighter aircraft, such as the F-16. President Zelensky expressed gratitude to the United States for the newly announced military aid package, as well as the financial assistance of $37 billion provided thus far. The U.S. and the Indo-Pacific, a tale of unbalanced priorities. While this may seem like a significant amount, it is important to critically examine the allocation of resources by the U.S. and question its priorities. One cannot help but notice the stark contrast between this substantial aid package and the level of commitment shown by the U.S. in the Indo-Pacific region. The Indo-Pacific region has become an increasingly vital geopolitical arena in recent years, with rising tensions and power struggles shaping the dynamics of the area. China's assertive actions in the South China Sea, its territorial disputes with neighboring countries, and its growing military capabilities have raised concerns among regional nations and beyond. It is within this context that the U.S. has arguably underinvested and undercommitted in the Indo-Pacific, leaving a void that could have severe consequences. By allocating such a substantial amount of aid to Ukraine, the U.S. runs the risk of diverting attention and resources away from the Indo-Pacific, where its presence and engagement are crucial. While Ukraine undoubtedly faces its own set of challenges and conflicts, one must question whether the allocation of such a massive sum is proportionate to the threat it poses to U.S. national security compared to the Indo-Pacific. To further contextualize this situation, it's worth reflecting on historical parallels. During the Second World War, the U.S. implemented the Lend-Lease program, through which it provided extensive military and economic aid to the United Kingdom and the Soviet Union. This program was instrumental in supporting these allies against Nazi Germany, but it had unintended consequences in the Asia-Pacific theater. The U.S. overinvested in the Lend-Lease program to the UK and Russia, diverting resources and attention away from the Pacific region. This allowed Japan, which was increasingly becoming a prominent issue in Asia, to exploit the situation and launch audacious military actions. The invasion of Guam, the Philippines, and the devastating bombing of Pearl Harbor were among the outcomes of this diversion of focus and resources. This directly led to the prolonging of the Pacific War and cost the Allies billions of dollars worth of war material and hundreds of thousands of Allied lives. Drawing on this historical example, it is essential for the U.S. to carefully assess its allocation of military aid and its overall strategic approach. While supporting Ukraine is undoubtedly important, the U.S. should not neglect the Indo-Pacific region, which is witnessing a significant power shift with potentially profound implications for global stability. To rectify this potential oversight, the U.S. needs to strike a balance between its commitments and engagements in various regions. This means reassessing its resource allocation and reevaluating the extent of military aid provided to Ukraine vis-a-vis the Indo-Pacific. The U.S. should not inadvertently repeat the mistakes of the past by overinvesting in one area while leaving vulnerabilities and risks unaddressed in another. Moreover, the U.S. must consider the long-term implications of its decisions. Focusing solely on immediate concerns may lead to missed opportunities and strategic disadvantages down the line. It is imperative to take a holistic approach to global security and prioritize regions based on their geopolitical significance and potential impact on U.S. interests. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Now let's dive back into it. From Ukraine to Taiwan, examining the geopolitical ramifications of aid allocation. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the United States has provided significant aid to Ukraine, amounting to a total of $37 billion. This aid has been crucial in supporting Ukraine's defense capabilities and helping the country withstand Russian aggression. However, it is important to consider the implications of this substantial aid expenditure, not only on the United States itself, but also on its allies, particularly in Europe. The United States, by allocating such a significant number of financial resources to aid Ukraine, has incurred costs that have impacted its own defense capabilities. Defense spending is a complex matter, and allocating a large portion of funds to a specific cause can have repercussions on other areas of defense preparedness. The United States has a responsibility to ensure the security of its own borders and maintain a strong defense infrastructure to protect its interests globally. This reduction in defense capabilities, both for the United States and Europe, could have severe consequences if faced with a potential Chinese threat in the East, particularly an invasion of Taiwan. Taiwan is a strategically significant region in the Asia-Pacific, and its security is of great importance to the United States and its allies. In the event of a comprehensive Chinese offensive, it would be crucial for Taiwan and other allies in the region to have access to critical weapons and resources to effectively defend themselves. However, if the United States and its European allies are already short on critical weapons and defense capabilities due to the aid spent on Ukraine, it would significantly hinder their ability to respond adequately to a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan. This scenario raises concerns about the overall readiness and preparedness of the United States and its allies to confront such a challenge effectively. To illustrate this further, let's consider a hypothetical situation. Suppose China decides to launch an aggressive military campaign to annex Taiwan. In this scenario, the United States and its allies would need to swiftly respond and provide substantial military support to Taiwan in order to deter Chinese aggression and protect the island's sovereignty. However, if the United States and its allies are already stretched thin due to the aid spent on Ukraine, they may lack the necessary resources, such as advanced weaponry, naval assets, and logistical support to mount an effective defense in the Asia-Pacific region. This vulnerability could potentially embolden China and increase the likelihood of a successful invasion of Taiwan. Such an outcome would not only compromise Taiwan's security and stability, but also have severe geopolitical implications. It would undermine the United States' credibility as a reliable ally and weaken the broader security architecture in the Asia-Pacific region, potentially leading to further aggression and instability. It's important to emphasize that providing aid to Ukraine is not inherently problematic. The United States has a vested interest in supporting Ukraine's sovereignty and countering Russian aggression. However, the substantial aid spends and its impact on defense capabilities must be carefully evaluated and balanced with other security priorities. But what are your thoughts on the U.S.'s current priorities? Are we witnessing a repetition of the mistakes made during World War II? We value your perspectives and would love to hear your insights. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.